Okay, so today we're going to be making banana bread. It's a recipe that I kind of came up with. I started with one in a book and then I tweaked it to how I liked it. So I'll just tell you the ingredients I have. Our dry ingredients are 2 cups flour, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. For the flour today, I used half white flour and half whole wheat flour. I have used all whole wheat in the past. If you have a whole wheat that you like, that would work just fine, or any kind of flour, I think. But the last whole wheat I bought it's just too tough. It doesn't make very good bread on its own. So I'm mixing it with white flour until it's all gone, and then I'll go back to the old brand I used to buy. And I'm not sure what brands they are. I empty them into containers, so I couldn't tell you which one not to get. Sorry. And then for our wet ingredients, we have 5 ripe bananas, 1/2 cup of white sugar, and 1/2 cup of honey. Then we have
vanilla.
Then we have 1/4 cup of melted butter and 1/4 cup melted coconut oil, 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla, 2 beaten eggs, and then we have 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts and 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. So those are our ingredients, and now we'll mix them together. So Gabby is prepping the nuts. We have walnuts here. I just put them in, I measured them out, put them in a Ziploc baggie. And now she is, what are you doing with them, Gabby?
Smashing them up for I don't remember.
You're smashing them up?
Yeah.
With, what are you using to do that?
Ice cream scooper.
An ice cream scooper. You could use a rolling pin or, I don't know, something else. We are just greasing our pans here. I have a 9x5, and then I have another just random one that I pulled out here. Gabby really wants some of this banana bread, and I am making it for a bachelorette party on Saturday. So I'm going to make their own little bit over here so they can snack on it, and I don't have to cut into the whole loaf. So what we are doing to oil our pans, I just take some coconut oil on a paper towel, and then Gabby can spread it all the way around the outside of the pans, getting in all the corners.
Last time we got to use butter.
We used butter before, didn't we? I like coconut oil better, but I think we were out last time when we used the butter. And so yeah, if you didn't want to do this method, you can use.
I'm gonna be in YouTube videos, Kara.
You're talking to the people on YouTube right now. What do you want to tell them?
I told them something already.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
If you don't have coconut oil or you don't want to use the butter or anything, you can just use your regular can of cooking spray. I just never have that in the house. I don't use flour for this recipe. I just do the oil, and it seems to work out fine. There you go. Nice job. Just sit on the table here, and the wipe's going to be for your hands. One more. There you go. Over the bowl. Over the bowl. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but Gabby has a tint of blue left to her face. Nice work, Gabby. And just wipe your hands off with the wipe. She's got a tint of blue on her face because, what did you do today?
Makeup!
She got to play with some makeup while I did my makeup, so it's all over her hands and face even after we washed it off. Okay, Lily's turn to help. She's going to beat our eggs.
No, she's going to whisk it.
Whisk it? Mm-hmm. Is that fun? Here, take your fork and you gotta poke the yolks like that. And then stir it. There you go. Now that you poked them, now you stir it and it'll mix up. Are you a big girl helping?
Look.
Keep going a little bit more. Yay, Lily!
We're gonna make this YouTube video. It's gonna be really fun.
Okay, so before we start mixing here, we just want to preheat our oven to 350. And then while you're mixing up your banana bread, your oven is warming up.
Film me.
I'm filming you. So Gabby's going to open up the bananas and throw them in the bowl here. Peel goes in the garbage. Another good job for your little helpers if you have any at home. Peeling the bananas.
Do you know what
Right.
YouTubers? Nana gets out of her bed all the time.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Because she's in a big girl bed now.
Yeah,
Who taught her how to get out of her crib?
me.
Uh-huh. And now we're up all the time. And now what are you doing, Gabby?
Smashing up the bananas.
Yeah.
Banana bed.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have her smashing them up with a fork. I'm fairly new to the KitchenAid mixer. I'm pretty sure if you had just chopped them up a little bit and then stuck them in the mixer, it would blend it up for you. But
You like
this
going
is,
to all when we got YouTubers?
but this is the first time that I've made the banana bread with this mixer. So Gabby is used to this being her job, helping smush them. So we'll just keep it going like this. She likes being useful and getting her hands in the work as well.
Maybe.
Okay guys, so in our bowl we have our mashed bananas. We're going to pour in our 2 beaten eggs.
I did that, and Nana did that.
Yeah, you guys helped. And then we've got our melted oil here, our coconut oil and butter. And then our last wet ingredient. Oh wait, we got one more after this. This is our sugar and honey. This is going to be a little more tricky to get on the bowl.
Do this one. Okay. I'm doing that. I'm getting it.
And our last ingredient I'm going to put in here is my vanilla. I think I said a half a tablespoon was in the recipe. I just kind of eyeball it, and I always put extra in because I get cheap vanilla. So that's it for the wet ingredients. We have all of our wet ingredients in here, and we're just going to turn it on and give it a mix. This part you want to get really combined. You want to combine this really well. And then in here I have all those dry ingredients. I'm just going to give it a little stir with the spoon so it's all the salt and everything is mixed in with the flour. And then you dump this all in here once this is mixed together well. And you bring it together till it's just clumpy. Okay, so this is all that you go in the mixer if you're using a mixer or stirring it by hand. See how there's still a little bit of white flour in here? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to dump these in. And as I scrape down the bowl, I'm just going to fold, I'm just going to fold those in. You don't want to over mix this, otherwise your bread will not turn out very well. It'll be tough or super dense. So you just want to fold it in gently, and I cannot film that with my camera at the same time as I do it. So I'm sorry I can't show you how to fold it in, but there you go. Okay, so these are now ready to go in the oven. Remember what I said, this is a how big? 5 by 9, and the recipe is just for this pan, so this could have been filled a little bit more, but I set this aside for my 2 girls so they could have some, since this is going to an event that they're not invited to. Oh, and by the way, my makeup is not usually that heavy. If you've seen me in videos, I was practicing today for the bachelorette party on Saturday, and we're supposed to wear red lipstick, so that is why my hair and makeup is done so fancy for a day at home. So I just put them in the oven, and now I'm going to set the timer up here for 55 minutes. Let's see. Alright, new oven, still learning the timer. I'm happy this one has a timer because hopefully I won't forget about it like I forgot about the biscotti. Yeah, we'll check back in 55 minutes. Hi guys, so I'm sorry my battery died and I didn't get the in-between stages on film, but what happened was I set the timer for 55 minutes. When there was still 15 minutes left, I checked it. They were starting to brown up quite a bit, so I took some tin foil and covered them because I know this takes a long time to bake and I didn't want the outside to get too brown and overdone. So I covered it with foil, and after the 55 minutes was done, the smaller one was finished, but this one still had time to go. So I set it for 7 more minutes and I came back and checked, and this is the toothpick. I inserted it in the middle and this is how clean it came out. So it was definitely done. This is a very moist banana bread. So it kind of sinks in the middle just a little bit after it cools. But not too much. And if you feel it, it almost feels like it's not done. But it should be. It is just very moist. So yeah, now what I'm going to do, I've let this cool off. It's still warm. Well, it's still warm but cool. You just take a knife around the edges. And then you just shake that out. Alright. There you go. See how, like, that coconut oil works really well. So that one's done. I'm going to need 2 hands to flip this one out, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, so here's the finished banana bread, all out of the containers there. I sliced open the girls' little banana bread, so you can see what the inside looked like. It is so moist and so delicious. I can't wait to put a piece of butter on here and eat it up on Sunday morning. The big one came out even easier than the smaller one. It just pops right out, just a little running the knife around the outside and it comes out in one big piece. I will continue to, this little one's almost all the way cooled off and they're going to eat it, so it's not that big of a deal. But this one I'm just going to keep kind of rolling it over onto its sides so it can cool evenly and we don't get a soggy bottom or anything. And then once that is all the way cool, I'll wrap it in plastic wrap and it'll keep until Sunday morning when we eat it after a night out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And if you make this recipe, let me know how it turned out for you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Bye guys!